A CCTV clip captured two hooded men jogging near the villa of renowned hairstylist Fabio Sementilli. About 35 minutes later, a black Porsche sped off down the main road, and the two strangers disappeared. At the same time, Fabio Sementilli's body was found near the pool with multiple stab wounds. At the prayer service, the victim's sister noticed a strange detail that became a clue, helping police identify the culprit. Even more shocking, another CCTV clip at a supermarket exposed the mastermind's actions. How could the two strangers so easily break in and kill the hairstylist? Was there a third person involved in this case? Let's now dive into one of the most thrilling and captivating murder cases. Before we start the story, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to get notified whenever a new video is uploaded. This is a true crime case that happened in Los Angeles, California, USA. Around 5 p.m. on January 23, Isabella Sementilli drove back to her family's villa in Woodland Hills and discovered the horrifying incident. Her father, Fabio Sementilli, had been murdered near the outdoor pool with dozens of stab wounds on his body. Terrified, the 16-year-old immediately called 911 and informed her mother, Monica, about the situation. Just minutes later, Monica returned home to find the police already there investigating the murder. Seeing her husband brutally killed, Monica Sementilli broke down in tears on her best friend's shoulder. Initially, the police believed this was a burglary. The burglars might not have expected Fabio to be home, leading them to kill him. At the scene, the victim's safe and his expensive black Porsche had gone missing. However, upon closer inspection, the police noticed an unusual detail. Fabio's $8,000 Rolex watch was still on his wrist, suggesting the murder wasn't motivated by theft. By reviewing CCTV footage from the villa and a neighbor's house, authorities uncovered numerous critical clues. At 1:30 p.m. on January 23, a neighbor's security camera recorded Monica leaving the house in a black Ford F-150 pickup truck. This detail matched Monica's statement that she went to Target to shop, meaning she had an alibi. Around 4:18 p.m., two mysterious hooded men were seen jogging near Fabio's house at the exact time of the murder. This detail caught the police's attention because the suspects were fully covered, making it impossible to identify them. At 4:32 p.m., the hairstylist was attacked by the two suspects while sitting in his favorite chair in the backyard near the pool. Footage from Fabio's home camera showed that the perpetrators were the same hooded men seen jogging earlier. One suspect restrained Fabio, while the other repeatedly stabbed him with a weapon until he succumbed. About 35 minutes later, at 4:53 p.m., Fabio's black Porsche was seen speeding off on security cameras. Investigators concluded that the driver was one of the two perpetrators who had killed Fabio. To identify the culprits, police began investigating the victims' relationships. Fabio Sementilli was a renowned hairstylist who had worked with many Hollywood stars like Jennifer Lopez and Jackie Chan. He had overseen training for the hair care company, Wella, and mentored tens of thousands of aspiring hairstylists. After building a successful career, Fabio moved to Southern California in 2007 to live with his second wife, Monica Sementilli, and their two teenage daughters. Fabio also had an adult son from his first marriage, though the son didn't live with his father and stepmother. Fabio's sister, Mur.der Sementilli, described him as a wonderful father to his three children and a respected figure in the hairstyling industry. Friends described Fabio as a kind man with a great sense of humor and a magnetic personality. Visitors to Fabio and Monica's home were always impressed by the warm and welcoming atmosphere. On weekends, the Sementilli family often hosted parties, inviting relatives and friends to join. Friends and neighbors asserted that Fabio had no enemies, as he was a sociable and well-liked person among neighbors, colleagues, and friends. Elise Bluel, a friend of Monica who frequently visited the Sementilli home, admired the couple's loving relationship. She noted that Monica felt immensely proud, as everything seemed perfect in her 20 years of marriage to Fabio. In Elise's eyes, Monica was a stylish, elegant woman who dressed very fashionably. When her best friend informed her about the murder, Elise immediately went to the house to comfort her.
She couldn't speak in complete sentences until like the fourth day. She just kept saying that he's gone, that I'm not a wife anymore. I just held her. Just the weeping, the not being able to breathe. She was beyond devastated.
With her alibi at Target confirmed, Monica was ruled out as a suspect. Luigi Sementilli, Fabio's son from his first marriage, also had an alibi and was cleared by the police. He was shocked when he received news that his father had been murdered. Luigi emphasized that despite not living together, he and his father had a close relationship. Luigi still received care and attention from his father, even as an adult, while Fabio had already built a new family. While Fabio Sementilli's family and friends mourned the loss of the famous hairstylist, investigators continued their hunt for the killer. During a prayer vigil held in Fabio's memory, his sister Mur.der Sementilli noticed a suspicious detail. She observed Monica speaking with a strange man who had never appeared at any of the Sementilli family's gatherings before. His presence made Mur.der express suspicion about her beautiful sister-in-law. A friend of Monica's also voiced concerns about the strange man's appearance. Feeling that his expression seemed quite menacing, this person secretly took several photos and handed them over to the police. Detectives discovered that the mysterious man was Robert Baker, a well-known racquetball coach in the Los Angeles area. Upon studying the photos taken at the prayer vigil more closely, investigators noticed what appeared to be a bandage on his left finger. This detail gave investigators an important lead, as Fabio's Porsche had previously been found 8 kilometers away from the crime scene. Police had discovered bloodstains inside the car, hypothesizing that the killer might have cut himself while stabbing Fabio. Given the bandage on Robert's finger, investigators suspected that he might be one of the 2 perpetrators. Thanks to DNA testing, police found that the blood in the Porsche was a perfect match for Robert Baker. However, what was even more shocking was that Baker's DNA was already in the law enforcement database, as he had been convicted of assaulting his stepdaughter in 1909, 993. After serving his sentence, Robert Baker married the victim, but the marriage didn't last long, and they quickly divorced. Yet Robert's dark secrets didn't end there, as his past continued to unravel. After the divorce, he entered the adult film industry, starring in nearly 80 explicit films during the late 1990s. In his later years, Robert took up racquetball and became a coach for many women. With this detail, police suspected that Robert might have had an illicit relationship with Monica, so they decided not to arrest him immediately, but continued gathering evidence. Robert met Monica at Los Angeles Fitness, where he worked as a racquetball coach. Seeing the handsome, charismatic man with a great sense of humor and a radiant smile, Monica was instantly captivated. Despite being doted on by her husband, she secretly had an affair with Robert. The two had been involved for 18 months by the time Fabio's murder occurred. After identifying Robert as one of the 2 perpetrators who killed Fabio, police questioned whether Monica was aware of the plan to murder her husband. Authorities believed that without a third party's guidance, Robert and his accomplice couldn't have so easily entered the house to kill Fabio. By collecting CCTV footage from neighboring homes, they discovered that Monica had scouted the area before the murder to ensure Robert could carry out the plan. Furthermore, 5 days before Fabio's murder, phone records showed that Monica and her lover had called and texted each other hundreds of times. In February 2017, a detective from the Los Angeles Police Department visited Monica at her home. Prosecutors revealed that when the investigator asked Monica about Robert, she gave vague, dismissive responses. Over the following months, investigators continued to secretly monitor the couple's every move. They were shocked to discover that Monica casually continued dating Robert, despite her husband being murdered not long before. The couple even traveled together to Las Vegas and Myrtle Beach, as if nothing had happened, to gather evidence proving Monica's involvement in the plot to murder her husband. Police decided to review the CCTV footage from the day of the murder. Footage from the parking lot showed that before Monica entered the Target store, a masked man got into her truck. Prosecutors believed that the masked man was Robert Baker, Monica's lover. At 4:32 p.m., the exact time Fabio was murdered, Monica was seen on surveillance video leaving the Target store with her eyes glued to her phone. Police suspected that she might have been remotely monitoring the home security cameras, watching her husband's murder unfold. Moreover, at the time of Fabio's murder, phone records showed Monica's iPhone was connected to the home's IP address. Additionally, her phone had consumed a significant amount of data, consistent with streaming video. Police suspected she was monitoring the comings and goings at the house, so that Robert and his accomplice could enter and kill Fabio without interruption. They even questioned whether Monica intentionally went to Target to create an alibi for herself. Even more sinister, Monica likely knew her 16-year-old daughter would return home at that time and discover the crime scene. After compiling substantial evidence, police decided to arrest Monica and Robert. On June 14, 2017, 5 months after the murder, Monica and Baker were stopped in her Mustang at a traffic intersection. Police immediately handcuffed the pair and placed them in the back seat of a police car equipped with an audio recording system. The couple was then taken to the Los Angeles Van Nuys police station, where they were held in separate cells for questioning. When investigators revealed that Robert's blood was found at the crime scene, Monica quickly offered an explanation. She claimed that Robert injured his finger while playing racquetball, causing blood to spill all over the court. Concerned for him, she said she gave him a towel to bandage the wound, and later brought the towel back home. However, Monica's explanation clearly failed to convince the police. Despite their arrests, both Monica and Robert adamantly denied all of the accusations. News of Monica orchestrating the murder of her famous hairstylist husband with her lover shocked the entire city of Los Angeles. Morella fainted upon learning that her brother's killers were none other than her sister-in-law and her lover. Meanwhile, Fabio's son from his first marriage, Luigi Sementilli, was completely blindsided by the police's announcement. He never imagined that his stepmother would be the one to plan with her lover to eliminate his father. While the Sementilli family agreed with the police investigation's findings, Monica and Fabio's 2 teenage daughters believed their mother was innocent. Prosecutors presented the case to a grand jury in August 2017. They detailed Monica's actions on the day her husband was murdered, including her deliberate trip to Target to create an alibi. Prosecutors also revealed evidence that 6 months before the murder, Monica had contacted a security camera company to upgrade the system at her home. The upgrade allowed her to remotely access the surveillance cameras from her mobile phone. According to the prosecution, Monica shared her login credentials and security system instructions with Robert Baker. On the same day, the system was upgraded. After her husband's murder, Monica called a detective from the Los Angeles Police Department multiple times to ask why her husband's life insurance payout was being withheld. From this, police suspected that she and her lover had planned the murder to collect $1.6 million from Fabio's life insurance policy. At the conclusion of the hearing, Monica and Baker were indicted by the grand jury on 2 charges. On August 31, 2017, both Monica Sementilli and Robert Baker pleaded not guilty to the murder of Fabio. On January 3, 2018, Monica's defense team filed a motion to dismiss the indictment against her. The defense argued that the prosecution's allegations were purely speculative and lacked concrete evidence. They also claimed that the prosecution failed to provide any communication between Baker and Monica as evidence of a plot to kill Fabio. Furthermore, they asserted that the CCTV footage, which prosecutors claimed showed Baker entering Monica's truck, was too grainy and blurry to be decipherable. Regarding Monica staring at her phone in the Target store, the defense claimed she was merely streaming a television show remotely. The case was delayed for several years due to the COVID-19 pandemic until July 7, 2023, when Robert Baker's dramatic change in his plea brought a new twist to the case. Robert changed his plea from not guilty to no contest. A no contest plea is essentially an admission of guilt. At the trial, he also admitted to the special circumstances of murdering Fabio for financial gain and to be with his lover, Monica. Ultimately, Robert was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. However, he continued to assert that Monica knew nothing about the plan. Since Robert insisted that Monica had no involvement in the plan to murder Fabio, she would face a separate trial. Members of the Sementilli family still couldn't recover from the pain of losing Fabio. However, Monica's two daughters, Jessica and Isabella, vowed to stand by their mother. Jessica and Isabella's actions were met with opposition from some members of the Sementilli family, who believed they were blindly trusting their cruel mother. Despite Robert's claims of Monica's innocence, police continued to monitor the couple in prison and uncovered a horrifying secret. An undercover officer posed as an inmate and caught Monica and Robert secretly communicating. In a 4-page letter Monica sent to her lover, she repeatedly expressed her deep longing for Robert. According to an audio recording released by police, on the day of her arrest, Monica told a fellow inmate that Robert was incredibly important to her. "He's not just my lover, he's my soulmate. He's everything to me," the malicious woman said. When the two defendants were brought to the courtroom for their preliminary hearing, detectives arranged for them to be held in adjacent cells before the hearing. While waiting in the nearby holding cells to be brought into court, Monica and Robert had opportunities to speak directly to each other. On 6 different occasions, interactions between the murderous couple were recorded. In addition to monitoring their activities, detectives intercepted letters in prison and listened to recorded phone calls to uncover the truth about Monica and Robert's enduring relationship. Upon obtaining these letters, detectives quickly made copies before carefully returning them so the defendants wouldn't know the love letters had been duplicated. According to prosecutors, the information gathered from these operations provided evidence that Monica and Robert had planned Fabio's murder together. Monica and Robert even had a secret pact, agreeing to use coded language to express their love. Prosecution records showed the couple often communicated using a secret language, phrases, and codes they created to communicate without law enforcement catching on. These included terms like OMM, meaning on my mind, or 9 p.m., referring to the time they would contact each other in prison. The term LOM stood for love of my life, while the number 100 symbolized their 100% commitment to one another. According to prosecutors, another significant phrase written at the end of one of Monica's love letters was R or D, short for ride or die. Detectives found a drawing on Robert's phone depicting a masked couple embracing and holding guns, titled Ride or Die. The phrase ride or die symbolized the couple's commitment to their pact of secrecy. Police believed Monica and Robert expressed loyalty and trust in each other, vowing never to reveal their plot to law enforcement. Monica's defense repeatedly argued that the sexual and romantic details of the couple's relationship did not necessarily prove Monica's involvement in the crime. Meanwhile, both prosecutors and investigators maintained that there was substantial evidence linking Monica to the murder. In October 2023, police apprehended Robert's accomplice, 38-year-old Christopher Austin. After months of delays to gather evidence, the trial for Christopher Austin and Monica is set to take place in late December 2024. Do you think Monica was the mastermind behind her husband's murder to be with her lover Robert? Share your thoughts, feelings, and opinions about this case in the comments section below the video.